Time management is a lie. It is a comforting fabrication designed to make you feel in control of a chaotic reality. You have been sold a spreadsheet. You have been told that 9 a.m. is for productivity, that 2 p.m. is for meetings, and that if you just color code your calendar efficiently enough, you can force output out of your brain like a vending machine. This is why you are tired. This is why you are inconsistent. And this is why, despite your best intentions, you feel crushed by the weight of your own schedule. Like Atlas, holding up a sky that refuses to stay put. You are trying to negotiate with a biological machine using a clock, but your brain does not know what 3 p.m. is. It does not care about your Google Calendar. It does not operate on industrial time. The nervous system operates on state. It operates on chemical tides, fluctuations of hormones and neurotransmitters that dictate exactly what you are capable of at any given moment. When you try to force high-focus work during a biological lull, you aren't just undisciplined, you are scientifically illiterate. You are fighting your own physiology, and you will lose every single time. To achieve high output, you must stop managing time. You must start managing biology. We are going to dismantle your calendar. We are going to replace it with a 3-phase framework based on the neurochemistry of your autonomic nervous system. This is not about waking up at 4 a.m. This is about task bracketing. It is about aligning your behavior with the chemical reality of your brain. We don't start the clock at midnight. We start the clock the moment your eyes open. That is T0. From that moment, your day is divided into 3 distinct biological phases. Phase 1, 0 to 8 hours after waking. Biologically, this is the most critical window of your existence. When you wake up, your brain is primed to release a specific cocktail of chemicals: dopamine, norepinephrine, and cortisol. Do not fear cortisol. In the morning, it is not stress, it is ignition. It is the signal that tells your immune system and your nervous system to wake up and move. Norepinephrine is adrenaline for the brain. It narrows your focus. This is not the time for passive consumption. This is not the time to ease into the day with emails or social media. This phase is for overcoming limbic friction. Limbic friction is the resistance you feel when you try to initiate a hard task. Because your neurochemistry is running hot, high dopamine, high adrenaline, you are uniquely equipped to push through this friction during the first 8 hours. If you are scheduling meetings in phase 1, you are wasting your biological ammunition. If you are doing admin work in phase 1, you are burning jet fuel to drive a tricycle. Phase 1 is for your hardest, most cognitively demanding work, the work you are afraid of, the work that requires linear, analytical focus. But to maximize this phase, you cannot just sit down. You must trigger the state. You need a protocol. First, photons. View sunlight within 30 minutes of waking. This is non-negotiable. It triggers the cortisol pulse that sets your circadian rhythm. Second, temperature, cold exposure. A cold shower increases synaptic release of noradrenaline into the brain. It acts as a distinct shock to the system that lowers the activation energy required to start working. It essentially hacks your motivation circuitry. Third, caffeine constraint. Do not drink coffee immediately. Wait 90 minutes. Let the adenosine clear before you block the receptors. You have an 8-hour window of high RPM performance. Use it, because the chemicals will run out. Phase 2, 9 to 15 hours after waking. The shift is subtle, but if you ignore it, you will burn out. In phase 2, the dopamine and norepinephrine levels begin to taper off. The aggressive, narrow focus of the morning begins to fade. Most people panic here. They feel the drop in adrenaline and think something is wrong. They reach for the second pot of coffee. They try to bully their brain back into phase 1. This is a mistake. You cannot force a second sunrise. Phase 2 is dominated by the rise of serotonin. Serotonin is the molecule of satiety, of calm, of here and now. Your brain state shifts from linear and analytical to lateral and creative. You are no longer a hunter, you are a gatherer. If phase 1 is for execution, phase 2 is for exploration. This is where you schedule tasks that require lower activation energy but higher creative connectivity. Brainstorming, writing, journaling, learning a new language. The friction is gone, but so is the aggression. You are leveraging a calmer state. To optimize phase 2, you must change your environment. The bright lights of phase 1 become the enemy. You need to lower the lighting. You need to mimic the setting sun. Heat is your tool here. While cold wakes you up, heat prepares you for what comes next. A sauna or a hot bath effectively cools your core body temperature, signaling the transition. And this is the window for non-sleep deep rest, NSDR. A 20-minute protocol to reset your dopamine baseline without falling asleep. It clears the mental cache. Phase 1 is for breaking rocks. Phase 2 is for building the cathedral. Phase 3, 16 to 24 hours after waking. This is the most misunderstood phase of human productivity. We live in a culture that fetishizes the grind and views sleep as a necessary evil, a tax we pay to be alive. This view is dead wrong. Phase 3 is not about rest. Phase 3 is about wiring. Understand this. You do not learn when you are studying. You do not get stronger when you are lifting weights. You do not build a habit when you are practicing it. During the day, in phase 1 and 2, you are merely triggering the signal. You are marking the neurons that need to be changed. But the actual reconfiguration, the strengthening of synapses, the removal of waste, the encoding of memory, happens only during deep sleep. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to rewire itself. It is the holy grail of self-improvement, and it is biologically impossible to achieve without phase 3. If you compromise phase 3, you compromise the effort of the entire day. You can crush phase 1, you can flow through phase 2, but if you sleep 4 hours or blast your eyes with blue light at midnight, you have hit the cancel button on the save file. Phase 3 is dominated by melatonin. This requires darkness. The protocol here is subtraction. No calories, no caffeine, no light. The goal of phase 3 is to get out of the way. Your brain is trying to perform surgery on itself. Let it work. The mistake you have been making is assuming your energy is a flat line. It is not. It is a wave. You can either surf the wave, or you can let it crash on top of you. The Atlas myth is a tragedy because he never put the world down. He bore the weight until it broke him. You do not need to be Atlas. You need to be an engineer of your own biology. Stop watching the clock. Watch your state. Control your chemistry. And if you want to understand how to dominate that first critical phase 1, how to overcome the paralytic freeze of procrastination, you need to understand the mechanism of limbic friction in depth. I've broken down the exact neural circuitry of hesitation in this video right here. Click it. I'll see you there.